Gunn and DC, as well as Warner Brothers Discovery, is facing even more backlash from the Snyderverse fans. Welcome back to Views with Hughes, your Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So, coming from Bounding Into Comics, says here that James Gunn lampooned by DC fans he offended for disagreeing with the decision to fire Henry Cavill as Superman. So it says here, with the comic chaos that DC Studios being total and nonstop, the new management of James Gunn and Peter Safran, the silent co-CEO as we call him, has a lot of work to do, and not everything they do will go over well. Henry Cavill's sudden departure was not a popular outcome, seen as the deletion, of the best the Snyderverse had to offer. What's more is it's possible Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa might join Cavill, and Ben Affleck, for that matter, on the outside of the fishbowl. Here's my thing, though. I'm going to go ahead and say this early in the stream. Now, there's leaks from those who are insiders at Warner Brothers Discovery, and if not DC, who's more familiar with this, and it's been reported by Overlord DVD on YouTube that it was all David Zaslav's idea. Okay. It was all his idea because of the fact that Ben Affleck decided to try and back out as Batman. Okay, so that's when David Zaslav got fed up, and then he decided to go ahead and cut all the actors and start new with hiring younger and cheaper actors. Okay, so this is what the fans would call a reboot, but a hard reboot, but they're saying that it's not a reboot at all. I mean, if you have new characters and everything, new actors playing these characters, that sounds like a reboot to me. Okay. So continuing along with this article, it says here that in any case, Gunn took to social media to address critics still dogging him over Cavill, well aware he can't please everyone, which is an understatement with the fan backlash that he got. Yes, we got on Twitter. We've seen it on Twitter. We've heard what he said in his post. But I mean, Instagram comes out a bit more harsh than Twitter. Okay. So he was stated that one of the things Peter and I've reported on this before, one of the things Peter and I were aware of when we took the job as heads of DC Studios was certain minority of people, and okay, so the minority people they're referring to are Snyderverse fans, okay, or Henry Cavill fans, which is not a minority. But it was also stated in rumors stating that we almost had the Snyderverse back with the whole fan backlash and everything, as well as the desire hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Okay. So we've heard about the post that that James Gunn uploaded on Instagram and Twitter, but they got a huge backlash for the Snyderverse fans who he was talking about. Okay. So also going to it also talks about Ray Fisher, what he said to him from previous issues he had with him and John Whedon and everything. Excuse me, Joss Whedon. And I report on that earlier this week as well, where Ray Fisher tweeted, the way James Gunn uses fake grace on Twitter is really funny. Him going to bat for Joss Whedon, pseudo apologizing for it, and then deleting it immediately before taking his new DC job is not. Refusing to apologize for toxic behavior seems to be a job requirement for WB and DC. But then James Gunn responded with, all my tweets automatically delete every few months, Ray. It has nothing to do with my tweets to you. Okay. So then somebody replies, cannot wait to see what you're cooking up. That being said, the move to boot with Cavill and Gadot, especially after they announced their return, doesn't inspire confidence. And then James Gunn replies to them, I'm not sure where you're getting that we booted Gal. I also talked about that before too. So it says here, Gunn didn't use what the BS board was talking about and stuff. He replied again that this answer can be taken a number of ways, as it could mean Gadot is here to stay as Wonder Woman, or at least a little while longer. She's in talks with a new deal post The Flash. Like I've stated before, they've removed the scenes with the original Justice League members out of the Flash movie. Others would remain more rancorous and probably qualify as The unkind and disrespectful outcries Gunn referred to, thus not warranting a response from him, however, although he may ignore them and soldier on, as expected. The responders to his Instagram post specifically aren't accepting this olive branch. Replies range from bring Cavill back and a simple boo to words more heated. So I'm going to go ahead and get right to it. One person commented, "You may get many approval from these verified pages, but it's the fans who ultimately decide. Disrespectful outcry. Who the H are you to say that? Cavill waited for so many years for his return, and finally, he got an opportunity. You effing disrespect him." Another person commented, "Bro, the disrespectful outcry you're talking about is mostly very passionate DC fans making their voices heard. If you can't respect that and hear them out, then you, my friend, don't get it. Henry Cavill could have still played Superman somewhere if your DC universe, you just don't like the guy, apparently." A woman stated that, "Say you don't care about the fans without saying you don't care about the fans." Another person says, "So everyone who wanted to keep Henry Cavill is just getting written off as disrespectful outcry." And then someone else commented, "Public outcry may not affect your actions, but when you dismiss fans as if they're not a part of your success, I guarantee that money or lack thereof will finally convince you. Your fans rooted for you when you were fired from Disney, and this is how you repay them." Nice. I remember that because of the fact that the current the man Alan Horn, who is the consultant for David Zaslav, he's the one that got him fired from Disney based on the tweets from the past. Okay, so I've reported on that months ago. Okay, and it's like, yeah, I was thinking that same thing a while ago. You know, when I had to take that little bit of a mini break from YouTube because of the fact that the things that I learned, and I had to go ahead and process things. But that's one of the things that I thought about. The fans that he was thinking about, he and the way the fans he was he's talking about were also the fans that defended him when he was fired from Disney. And this is the kind of things, this is what they get from him. Frosty 1973 says, "If you want to reboot the DCU, you do it completely. Delete everything plus your work. Be honest." Okay. And then somebody else says, "Please don't dismiss legitimate criticism as disrespectful outcry." Sure, there's some of that, but that's not the whole picture. Fans are upset because as the stewards of the franchise, you should close out the unfinished stories that paying customers want to see finished before you tell new stories. Completely canceling everything as if all of it was a mistake is short-sighted and disrespectful to the fans. I'm telling y'all, this is just the beginning. Like, this is like the second week. Hashtag fire James Gunn has been trending on Twitter. It's been trending since last week, and it's in its second week, if not reaching its 10th day. Okay, but like I stated before, the rumor state and inside the rumor state, as reported from Overlord DVD, that it was all David Zaslav's idea and move to go ahead and get Cavill, as well as the others who came from the Snyderverse regime, to go ahead and fire them. All right, but let me know your thoughts about this below. Is James Gunn the only one at fault, or should David Zaslav share the blame as well? What do you think about the future of the DCU? What do you think about how you feel about James Gunn's new upcoming projects? You know, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know where I went wrong in the video. Also, if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification, so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.